You.
So press record. Thank you for meeting with us today. Yelle, is that how you pronounce it? Yelle?
Yes, totally.
Yes,
Yes.
great. So my first question for you today is for our Tinsel Music Magazine readers, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Who are you and how long have you been making music? How did you start?
Music. So my name is Yelle. I'm a singer for almost 15, 16 years, something like that. And I'm French. I live in Brittany on the west coast of France. And yeah, we released our fourth album in September, in the last September. And yes, I'm really happy to be with you today.
Yeah, thank you. And you released your new single Noir yesterday.
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce
Hmm.
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
uh, from your new album, and that you will have to pronounce that for me.
So the title of
Yeah, yeah.
the it's L'ère du Verseau.
Yes,
It
yes, yes.
means uh,
Okay.
era of Aquarius.
Okay. You released it in September, and now you released the single. Can you tell us a bit about the single? How would you describe it?
Um, so Noir is a song that we really like because it's kind of a turn off. You know, it's a song about how you're getting into a mood, and at the beginning it was also for us in our mind a song about someone who totally changed, you know, as like something is happening in during the evening, you know, and you don't know why, but this person was really nice and happy, and at some point something is changing. And we like the idea of yeah, how things can change in a minute, you know, how it can be totally different, and how someone can change too, you know, how sometimes it's hard to I don't know, to live and you know, to have a yeah, something hard happening to you, and you have
Yeah,
to react.
yeah, definitely. I've listened to the single all morning, and I think it's fantastic. I think
Thank
it's
you.
amazing. It's very well done. And I was thinking about it's kind of a mix of genres, and it's a very dynamic song. I think. Um, can you tell us a bit about the process of making the song? Just in the music of the song, was it what inspired you? Musical influences.
um I mean, I grew up in a family where we were listening to a lot of music and a lot of different kind of music.
Mm,
My father was a musician, so he was rehearsing at home, and so we were always surrounded by music. But you know, a lot of um, I don't know, pop music, but also traditional, because I come from a part of France where the traditional music is strong, but also jazz and classical music. And when I was a teenager, I was really, I don't know, moved by really different kind of music. You know, I was not really attached to a
mm,
style. So I was listening to Madonna, but also a lot of French pop music, and but also a lot of English music. So it was like a mix like that. And so I think it's still, and it's the same for Grand Marnier. You know, he grew up with a lot of different influences, and I think maybe this song in particular is really have a lot of touch of this French pop, you know, that we like, the 80s and 90s pop, you know, with the synth sound and the bass, and it's about the process. It's really it really depends of the song. You know, sometimes we can have a song in our computer for years, you know,
mm.
before have it finished, because it takes us a long
Yeah.
time, a process, to build a song, and sometimes it's really quick. For example, the song Je t'aime encore on the album was made quite quick, but sometimes it's totally different, and it takes time to to build things in our mind, in our heart, and at some point it's ready, but we don't even realize it. It's sometimes it's just okay. So maybe at that point the song is good enough, and we'll like it like that.
Was there any part of Noir that was especially hard to get finished, like any effect of the production or any instrument or anything that was like a bit difficult to finish?
Um, Maybe just to choose the good sounds. Sometimes you want to find the best one, and you maybe overthink. You're trying, and at some point you don't really know what's good. And I can't really remember about that song, but I think it took us a moment to find a good base, actually. To have something that really built the song, and it's moving people. And it's funny because the feedbacks that we have, it's that it really makes me in a mood. It really put me, the song put me in a mood, and I want to jump and to dance, jump off my chair and dance. So maybe it's sometimes you put maybe too much effort on finding the good sound, but at some point it really is important at the end for the song, and for people to understand and to feel the energy of the song.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any favorites from the album? Any personal favorite song of yours?
It's really hard to choose, but I really like Peine de Mort and 1 million also, probably because they are really intimate. It's probably the first time that we are so we give a lot, on songs. I think in the past, even if we were talking about a deep subject, or death or whatever, it was always in I don't know, a happy way. I don't know. And on this record, I think it's more deep, it's more dark, and particularly on those two songs, on Peine de Mort and 1 million. So yeah, I think I was ready, to explore this part of myself. And also, I mean, because we are writing together with Grand Marnier, I think we were ready, together to show a bit more of our intimacy, and how sometimes, even if we love our life, we love the way, we love to be musician and etc., but sometimes, like everybody, we have questions and we have doubts, and we are so yeah, but it's cool to see, growing up, that you are at some point ready also to express yourself differently.
Yeah, it's cool that you can do that through music as well. That you can show
Totally.
so much emotions and depth of yourself into music. That's cool. So how do you, because you've been making music for a long time, how do you think about image? Do you think a lot about clothes, style, art, and how it goes together with your music, the whole creative process of being an artist?
I think we don't really think about that during the process of making music, because it's something totally different. So when we are making music, we are really focusing on it. but when the music is done and when you are listening to the song a lot, sometimes, yes, you have some pictures of or yeah, strong images that come to you. And I think on this record, even if we didn't really know what we wanted really, but we had this idea about having something darker, something that we never had explored, because on the previous record it was always full of color and full of graphical stuff, and it was more pop probably in a way. And but we had this idea about to connect with the nature, to connect with the different elements and the water particularly. So we wanted something wet, something that gives you the feeling of being right after a storm, or a rain, something like that, because it's like the moment of right after the chaos, when something like a storm happened, and right after that the things are going down, and but you can feel that it was something complicated and strong. So yeah, we had this idea about that. And when we showed it the picture for the album cover, we just had in mind that we wanted to connect with water. So we had the anchor and different stuff like that, and the stylist that we work with, his name is Pierre-Alexis Hermet, and on the set he just had something on my chin, a piece of fabric, and it really turned the moment. We were like, wow, that's really cool. And after that we realized that we could decline it on different aspects, on different song. And so it was really the twist of the record. So I mean on the photo shoot. And after that, and because also I like the fact that you show things through the fabric, but you hide it, because even if it's the transparency makes things viewed but not showed. I mean, it's I like this game of showing things or not.
Definitely. It also makes for the listener that can interpret it themselves, when it's not
Yes.
completely given to them, that they can make their own interpretation of it.
Yeah, totally.
That's smart, I think. It makes it more relatable for the listener
Yes.
to get a full impression. I have this question that I love to ask every musician that we talk to, because I think it's so interesting to get everybody thinks differently on this question, and it's, if you got to choose one song of all songs ever written or released that you got to write, that you wish were your song, which one would you choose?
I mean, from another artist, but
From another artist.
Okay.
Choose any song ever released that you wish were your song.
I mean, I have a song. Yeah, it's difficult, but also it's funny because I have a song that I always quote, because it's a very important song for me, because I think it made me realize probably that being a singer can be really powerful. And so it's Running Up That Hill from Kate Bush.
Oh, it's
because
yes.
I mean, I discovered that song. I was probably 8 or 9, something like that, and we were going on holidays with my parents. We were going south to France, and we were listening to the song on the radio, and it was night, it was hot, it was the summer, and and I was in the middle of the car, and I could see, you know, the lights of
Yeah.
of the other car, and it was really cinematographic, you know,
Yeah.
as you know, as a moment. And I was really happy. It was a happy place, you know, being with my family, with my little brother, my dog, my parents. It was a really happy moment.
Yeah.
And also the song really, I realized that after, you know, back in the days, after a few years, but when I have a really strong memory of this moment, and I still can feel the power of the song, you know,
Yeah.
even if I couldn't understand a word, because I was not speaking English at this moment, but I could feel the power of the song
Yeah.
through the voice of Kate Bush, also, of course, but also the bass. You know, the
Yeah.
way the song is moving, is taking you, and I remember a feeling of power. You know,
Yeah.
like I can be, you know, whatever I want. I can. I'm gonna make things. I don't know what I was thinking at the moment, what I wanted to do, but I remember the feeling of strong power
Yeah.
in my body, and I still love that song a lot. I still really love to listen to it, and I love the meaning. I love the yeah. As I said, the way it takes you
Yeah.
and and get you somewhere, you know. And yeah, I think it's a really strong song,
It
because you know
really
it,
is.
and it's still today very modern, you know, the
Yeah.
way it is produced. So
It
yeah,
really is.
it's yeah.
It's beautiful. I love that song as well. And I agree with you. It's cool that that even though even if you don't understand the lyrics or the language at that time, that the music can get you to feel that much emotions and affect you in that way. I think
Mm,
that's
mm,
cool. Um, that's a great answer. That's a really
Thank you.
good answer. I love that song, so I was very happy to answer that one. I always answer Neil Young, "Heart of Gold" on that question
Mm,
because I love that song. I think it's a beautiful in its simplicity.
yeah.
Doesn't need more than harmonica and guitar and his wrangly voice.
Mm, 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 mm.
And so it's been a couple of difficult years for
Yes.
the entire world, and the music industry has been very affected of the coronavirus. Uh, but what's your hopes and dreams for 2022? If you got to dream freely, what would you like to do when it comes to music in 2022?
I really want to go back on tour. I really
Yeah,
want to meet people. I mean, I really miss meeting people. I really miss the connection with them.
yeah,
Um, you know, I mean, on stage, of course, because it's a really strong feeling, you know, being on stage and sharing a moment with people, and sharing music and happiness and dance with people, and to have the chance to touch them and to live a moment. You know, I
yeah,
mean, as a performer, but as a listener too. You know, I really want to go to see a show. I really want
yeah,
to go to a festival, to go to a bar. I don't know,
yeah,
and but yeah, I miss that, and I miss meeting people, you know, at the end of the show, because it's something that I do all the time, you know,
yeah,
to have a moment with people after the show. And yeah, I really miss that. I really miss to have feedbacks. I really miss to have stories,
yeah,
to discover, you know, culture and yeah, I don't know, history. I like to say that that I we create stories, you know, for people, but
yeah,
I also really like to listen to people's stories. It's really I don't know why, but I think when I was a little girl, I was really moved by the stories that my parents were reading to me at night. I don't know, it was always a moment, a thing, and it's still important for me to listen to people telling things, telling stories, telling experiences.
Yeah,
So yeah, I really miss that. I really miss touring.
I understand that. And also to hear how the listeners and the audience, how they connect with your stories and how they
Yes.
connected to their own stories, and that there it's such a good, that's how you make your relationship
Mm-mm.
with listeners. So I get that definitely.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not, it's people tells you that they don't like things, they don't like this song, and they
Mm.
explain it to you why. And I think it's also cool to have
Yeah,
feedbacks like that. And I mean, just the exchange is important actually. So yeah, I really miss that.
let's hope there will be more live music in 2022.
How is
I
it
miss
in
it so.
how is it in Sweden right now? Are you completely in lockdown or?
It's not completely locked down, but um, the restrictions are pretty hard, and we're waiting for more vaccine. And
Mm.
my grandmother should get her vaccine this week, and she should have gotten it 20 weeks ago. So I'm just hoping for her to get it now. um, but it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
It really is for all of us. Um, I think, well, I'm a musician myself,
Mm.
so I also feel the except for
Yeah.
everything rough that's going on, and the sickness, I feel I need to listen to music, and I need to get out there and play,
Yeah.
and get that connection as well. So
Mm-mm.
I really get what you mean there.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
but we're
crazy
moving
to
on.
see. It's really crazy to see how, when you have something, you don't really realize
Mhm.
how important it is.
No,
The chance of
definitely.
going out, the chance of seeing shows, exhibitions. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's so crazy when you don't have it. You realize how strong, how important it was in
yeah.
your life.
How
How
big
it
part it is of
Yeah,
your
yeah,
everyday life, and how much you think about it, and how much you plan for it. And
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Totally.
it's an eye opener,
Yeah,
definitely.
totally.
So I actually only have one question left, and it's um, for our Tinsel Music magazine readers. Sell your new single that you released yesterday, Noir. Why should they listen to the single? It's your time to
um
sell it now.
they should listen to Noir to just to have a good moment. I mean, to express themselves, to get the chance to dance uh, in their bedrooms
Yeah.
or with their friends if they can, if their grandma, if they
Yeah.
can. And I think it's um, it's just a song to connect, to get together, and even if the lyrics are about the twist that we can feel sometimes,
Mm.
and how you want to also break things, you want to end something. um I really like to think that people will just have a moment together.
Yeah.
I'm really happy when I receive some video on Instagram of people having a moment dancing, even if they are alone. It's funny because of the name of the song, people are sending me some pictures and some video dressing in black, and it's funny how it can be it can become um, um, a thing, because it talks about just the way you want to dress.
Yeah.
It's really fun. And yeah, I think it's a song to dance, it's a song to have a good moment.
And we all need a good moment right now. So I agree
Exactly.
with you. All our music magazine readers uh, should definitely listen to Noir and have a dance party alone in their bedrooms, I think.
Yeah, dressed in black.
Dressed in black. Thank you so much. I'm gonna
Thank
press
you.